Hey guys, Folded Legs here. Welcome back to the channel. Before we jump into today's video, do me a quick favor, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you never miss a new upload. It only takes a second, but it helps us grow and keeps the community strong. Plus, it lets me know you're enjoying the content so I can keep bringing you even more. Alright, let's get started. Yes, there's gameplay in the background. No, it has absolutely nothing to do with Kaiju 8 unless Kafka decides to rage quit life and pick up a controller. But before we dive in, quick heads up, this video goes into more spoilers than I originally planned. So if you don't want details, here's your spoiler-free. TLDR, Season 2 of Kaiju is just as badass as Season 1. Maybe even more when it comes to story and character weight. Visually though, I think Season 1 looked sharper. For me, story plus solid animation equals a win, and Season 2 delivered that. My take. If you don't watch it, you're missing out. Now, if you're cool with spoilers, let's roll. Season 2 kicks off with a heavy gut punch. Kafka's secret is no longer just a what-if theory for fans. It's out. He's Kaiju 8, the Defense Force's biggest weapon and biggest threat rolled into one unlucky body. The manga already made this arc hit hard, but the anime adds that cinematic weight. Close-ups on Kafka's trembling face, the sound design making his heartbeat feel like your own. The pacing here feels sharper than the manga. Panels that felt quick in print stretch out in the anime, which works because this reveal deserves space to breathe. Episode 1 is the mask-off moment. Everyone around Kafka now has to decide, do they see the goofy janitor who never gave up, or the monster who could level a city block? That tension is what drives the whole season. And for me, it stung. I know what it's like to be seen as different first, human second, with a wheelchair. I've had people look at me and already write my story before I've said a word. Kafka wears his difference on a much scarier scale, but that judged before known feeling, that's universal. Episode 2 builds on that pressure. Mina's cold, calculated stares. Hoshina's conflicted smirks. Episode 3's fallout bleeds straight into Episode 4, and this is where things get messy in the best way. Kafka isn't just fighting Kaiju 9, he's fighting for his right to exist in the Defense Force at all. The anime pushes that emotional weight hard, with long reaction shots of Mina and the squad. Trust doesn't come easy when your best weapon could also be your worst nightmare. Episode 4 slows the pace, but cranks the tension. Kafka gets benched, and you can feel the isolation eating at him. The manga skimmed this, but the anime lingers. The silence of empty halls, the distance between him and his squad mates. For me, that isolation hit deep. Being sidelined in a wheelchair, you learn what it's like to watch life move on without you. Kafka's pain isn't just, I can't fight. It's, do I even belong anymore? That's a question I've asked myself plenty of times. Episode 5 brings the hammer down. The Defense Force finally tests the key weapons, and compatibility isn't just numbers on a screen. It's life and death. Watching these soldiers strap on weapons literally built from monster corpses, it's both metal and disturbing. The anime's detail makes every bolt and pulse feel alive, and you wonder if the humans are becoming monsters themselves. That blurred line between weapon and wielder is central to this arc, and it mirrors Kafka perfectly. Episode 6 kicks into high gear, new Kaiju attacks. The squad forced to trust weapons they barely understand, and Kafka on the sidelines boiling with frustration. Production IG nailed the chaotic motion here. The fights feel frantic without losing clarity. And Hoshina? He steals the spotlight with swordplay so slick it could slice a pizza midair. Humor aside, this episode asks, what defines a hero, raw power, or control under pressure? For Kafka, stuck watching, the answer stings. Episode 7 is the calm before the storm. except calm here means paranoia and whispered doubts. Kafka's future in the Defense Force hangs by a thread, and the anime makes sure you feel every stare from his squad. The manga skimmed through these moments, but the anime lingers, long pauses, faces half lit in shadow, soldiers asking themselves if they'd rather fight beside Kafka or lock him away. For me, it mirrors those times when people look at my wheelchair and assume fragility instead of strength. Being underestimated cuts deeper than any monster claw. Episode 8 throws us back into chaos. Okay, now, 9 crashes in again, and this time it's personal. The monster doesn't just fight Kafka, it mocks him, poking at every insecurity. The battle choreography here is vicious, fluid, and relentless. Studio Kara's monster designs ooze detail, twitching muscles, eyes that never blink, mouths that grin too wide. Kafka's transformation feels rawer than ever, not heroic, but desperate. And that desperation speaks volumes. It's survival stripped of glory. Episode 9 dials it up to 11. The Defense Force deploys new weapons. Soldiers test their limits. And Kafka teeters between control and losing himself. The anime nails that tipping point, his hands trembling, his voice cracking. The moment where you wonder if the man is still in there at all. For me, it echoes the fight to stay in control of your own body. Accidents, falls, losing grip on the wheels, moments when you wonder, am I steering this life or is it steering me? Kafka's fight is flashy and loud, but that core struggle is painfully real. Episode 10 is pure chaos. Kaiju now. 9 pushes harder than ever, and the Defense Force throws everything they've got. The anime turns this fight into a spectacle. Explosions lighting up the night sky, blades flashing, screams drowned out by roars. But the real weight isn't in the punches. It's in the choices. Mina and Hoshina have to decide if they still trust Kafka, even as his Kaiju side threatens to spiral out of control. The manga delivered this with quick panels, but the anime slows it down, letting you breathe in the dread. And for me, it's the reminder that trust is fragile. One wrong move, one mistake, and people can abandon you. That's a fear I've lived with too many times. Episode 11 brings the season to a brutal close. Kafka faces down. No, 9 in a battle that feels less like victory and more like survival. The animation here goes full throttle, debris flying, colors clashing, Kafka's body breaking down under the strain. But the best moment isn't the fight. It's the aftermath. The silence. The squad standing together, battered but not broken. Kafka isn't celebrated as a hero. He's tolerated as a risk. That gray area is what makes the series so sharp. Season 2 leaves us with no clean answers, just questions. Can Kafka keep his humanity? Can the Defense Force keep its trust? And what happens when your greatest strength is also the reason people fear you? For me, that duality hits home. I've had moments where people saw my chair first, my humanity second. Kafka's monster isn't mine, but that feeling of being defined by what others see, that's too real. Thank you for sticking with me through this wild ride. If you made it this far, drop the code word WheelEdge in the comments so I know you're one of the real ones. Next week, we roll into the next series review. Don't miss it.
All stations reporting the position of a strategic target. Our time runs short. Only 5 minutes remain.
Gute Arbeit. Herzlichen Dank. Ich schulde Ihnen was.
Forward as normal. Cruiser spotted. Start the smoke. Battleship spotted. Smoke has been set. Our victory is self-evident. Fall back. Fall back.
Herzlichen Dank. So wird's gemacht. Gutes Spiel allesamt. Bestätige.
We stand victorious.